Hi guys, I'm Abby and this is my first official video on this channel. I'm so happy to finally meet you guys and being introduced to this whole YouTube thing. Since this is my first YouTube video that I'm actually putting effort into, please be nice to my new and horrible editing skills. Well anyway, enough introduction, let's get right into it. If you read the title, you'll know that I'll be redesigning Genshin Impact characters today. I don't play the game, but anyone who's on the internet knows about Genshin Impact, and I'm really attached to the story and the characters. But some of the character designs I'm not so fond of. So, I chose 2 4-stars and 1 5-star to redesign. Specifically, I chose Faruzan, Mika, and Raiden A. The reason why I chose this group of characters is that I personally believe they all have so much wasted potential. Especially Raiden. So how this is going to work is that I'm going to sketch and explain the character and what I wanted to change about them. And then digitally I'm going to create a splash art with my full finished redesign. So enough talk, let's draw. So I decided to do Faruzan first. I love Faruzan's personality, voice, theme song, basically everything else except her design. I feel like her design just fails in every department, especially in the department of showing her personality. I mean, she looks like a regular girl. To sum up Faruzan's backstory, she was a regular girl who got trapped in ancient ruins, and time in the ancient ruins moved way slower than time outside. So in 100 years when she finally got out, she looked basically the same. But after finding out that she's basically 100 years old, she's acting like she's all high and mighty, which I find hilarious. But when you look at her design, she just looks like a regular girl. And even though I like the fact that they kept her looking young, which goes with her backstory of course, I don't enjoy the fact that her outfit does not match the persona that she puts on at all. So that's what I aim to fix. Since Faruzan is based off Persian culture, I decided to give her ancient Persian robes. Them being ancient is important because, well, she's trying to make it look like she's a senior when she's really looking like a 17-year-old girl. And I gave her pants to make her fit in more with a teacher kind of look. And I made sure there was angular patterns and math references everywhere. Thankfully, I'm a total math nerd, so this wasn't a problem for me. I had so much fun just adding slopes and multiplication signs all over her design. It was really fun. I think the base sketches came out really good. I think I got my idea down, and I had a very basic understanding of what I wanted to do. I had no idea for colors at the time though, but soon I'll figure that out. I really enjoyed just kind of making it my own thing. When you like a character so much and you kind of just see them not the way you imagine them, it kind of makes you not like the character. So when I finally got to put down on paper what I thought she would look like, it kind of brought me some happiness. Well, now that the sketch phase is finally coming to a close, let's get to the digital part. To be honest, digital art has always been a problem for me, but I think I really stepped it up for you guys today. While doing these redesigns, I felt myself kind of loving digital art again. And don't let it fool you if someone tells you that digital art is easier than traditional art, because they both take equal skill and time to master. It's just that one might be more accessible to one person than to another. It's really just up to what you prefer. I usually prefer traditional because I like to have my own space and I like to have things physically in front of me. But digital is great too. Digital is great for getting your name out there, and the world is becoming more digital, so artists have to become more digital. And I think it's a great turn for everyone. Like I said before, it's all about accessibility. Well, anyway, I had pretty fun with the colors for Faruzan. I really did enjoy her original color palette. The golds and teals really worked well together. So all I really did to spice things up was to add a really nice deep green. I think it really balanced out the teals in the design and the blues. Faruzan is an amino character, which means that she can control the air. And amino characters usually do have teal in their designs to kind of represent the sky and stuff like that. So I kept the blues and teals, and they're kind of an essential part of her character and what makes her recognizable. And one significant detail that I forgot to mention that I removed in my sketching phase was her pigtails. She looked too much like a virtual Japanese singer, if you know what I mean. I feel like silhouettes are a very important part of character design, and if you kind of just, like, shadowed out Faruzan, it just looks like fan art of Miku. So, I kind of just, like, disregarded that, and I really like the short hair for her. I'm really glad with how this design came out. I think I did great with the colors. They don't look muddy anymore. And here's the original Faruzan. And here's my redesign. Now it's time for Mika. Mika was a weird situation for me, because I like some parts of his design, and I really like some parts of his personality, but I hated everything else. So it was kind of hard what to pinpoint to do for this design. Mika in the game is a Knight of Favonius, being basically the Knights of Mondstadt who protect and help the people. Mondstadt is an in-game region based off Germany. And he's not just a Knight of Favonius, he's the head coordinator, which means he plans out battles and attacks. But he also has his own little dream, to create an accurate and detailed map of all the world. So I tried to combine all of these things into one character, while also adding some of my own flair, of course. So my new revised story was that even though he's a Knight of Favonius, and he is the head coordinator, he doesn't really focus on that aspect of his life. He prefers map making, which I try to show more in his design. I gave him a backpack instead of him just holding his notebook. While still keeping the German influences that I mentioned earlier, I gave him lots of regal patterns and tried to keep it looking as, like, European as possible. By giving him a nice little coat and nice little boots, I thought it looked really cute. Another big thing I wanted to change was his moveset. Unfortunately, I cannot animate this, but I have a little nice idea. I want to remove his spear that he uses in combat and change it to a magical book. My whole new personality for him is based off books, but that's whatever. I really enjoyed the sketching process. I think it was nice and easy, and I think I did really good with it. And even though some parts were harder to redesign than others, sketching in general and planning out things is always a fun time for me. But enough sketching, let's get to the final piece. Like I said, I already had the colors planned out in my head. For his outfit, I kept the colors practically the same, just saturated them a little bit. But I did make one big change to his color palette, by making him have darker skin. And I think it looks great. I personally believe the people who make Genshin Impact Hoyoverse and the Genshin Impact fans are all ignoring a pretty big issue. And I'm obviously not saying all fans, some people are very aware of this issue. Genshin Impact, which is a game that's based off our real world, in a fantasy setting of course, has little to none representation in the skin tone department, which I think is a pretty big issue, especially for the characters and people who play the game. So I decided to fix that. Sorry, I kind of went on a tangent there. I hope that made some kind of sense to you guys. But again, the digital process did not drag on at all. It was actually really enjoyable, and everything kind of came easy to me. It was super fun using the blues and the yellows in his original design, so spicing it up with some new blues and yellows. And in the end, I think I really hit the mark of what I wanted. And even though it may sound like I'm complaining half the time in this video, I really do appreciate all the hard work that goes into Genshin Impact designs. Just like everything, there's some good and some bad. There are some that are really good, and there are some that are, bad like these special few that I picked out. Well, he's done! So here's the original Mika. And here's my redesign. Now it's Raiden's turn. Raiden, or the Reagan Shogun, is the goddess or archon of electricity, and she rules over the nation of Inazuma, which is based off Japan. Inazuma being based off Japan is also where her real name comes from, the Raiden Shogun. Shoguns are military directors in Japan, which is further explanation for her high-ranking status in Inazuma. But her real name isn't Raiden Shogun. Her real name is A. And I'm gonna keep calling her A because it's just easier to say that. Anyways, A was not always the Archon of Inazuma. Her twin sister was originally the Archon of Inazuma. But then her sister died in a horrible attack. and she filled in that role by becoming the shogun and the leader of Inazuma in return. So she has become way more sheltered and more sad than she was with her sister, and of course more angry. So as I always do, I showed that in her new redesign. So in my redesign, I decided to base her off of real-life shoguns, because her original design lacked that inspiration at all. So I gave her lots and lots of armor that a traditional shogun would wear, and got rid of that stupid cut-up kimono that she was originally wearing. My favorite part of every redesign I do is research. So researching about Japan's culture and shoguns was really fun. Learning in depth about what shoguns do and what they wear was really interesting. But this redesign was really hard for me. Because she is heavily based off Japanese culture, I try to keep my redesign respectful and safe, while also trying to make it, easy on the eyes. It was kind of like taking parts of different puzzle pieces and putting them together. Thankfully, I think I made it all work out in the end. I was really proud about how the sketching came out, and then when it came to the final piece, I was kind of stumped. I feel like my design was really good, but I don't know what went wrong in the digital art process that wasn't as good as the others. I feel like my downfall was that I tried way too hard. Instead of having fun like I usually do, I tried to make everything look perfect, which kind of made me disappointed in the final product. But I'm gonna stop being sad for a second and appreciate the work that I did do. I think I did great with the sketching, and I think I did great with the line art. I'm gonna stop yapping for a second, let's go into the final piece. For the final piece, I actually kept her original pose that was in her splash art. I thought it was too iconic to let anything else slide. I really loved doing the colors for this one as well. These dark reds, purples, and magentas I used were really perfect. So I don't know where I really went wrong. Maybe it was because she's a really powerful and high-ranking character that I felt like I needed to overcomplicate her design. With the others, they were very simple, and I felt like I had a very clear idea of what I had in mind. But with her, not so much. Everything came together in the end, and I just kind of looked at it, and I was kind of like, I could have done way better. If I could have done a redesign for my redesign, I would have done it. Like everything, this video had a deadline, and I'm already past that at the time of recording this, so I'm really trying my hardest here. Well, let me talk about the things I do like. Like I said, I really love the colors for this one. I think I balanced them out great, and I really made the electric purple stand out. And the reds look beautiful as well. And also, like I said, I kept the original pose, which I'm really glad I did. I don't think this piece is bad, but I don't think it's great either. But overall, my feelings are positive for this redesign and this video in general. I feel like I really put my best effort into this video, and I hope you guys really enjoyed my redesigns and the video in general. Well, since this redesign is coming to a close, I'll see you guys in the outro. Here's the original. And here's my redesign. Well, that was fun. Overall, I'm really happy with how my redesigns came out. I hope this video didn't drag out, and I really hope you guys would enjoy this as my first video. And I'm sorry about the audio quality and my voice, because if you couldn't tell, I'm progressively getting sicker in every recording. And I'm literally using the microphone that comes from my computer, so yeah. But let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this. And of course, you don't have to, but a like and a subscribe would be really appreciated. Well, that's it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!